We were closer to our mother
Right.
because it's mainly girls. So we were closer to our mother, but I found that there wasn't that much of a balance. And looking on, and especially as a teenager, you're growing up and you're looking on, asking yourself, why? Why isn't she leaving? Why is he doing this? Why all of these questions that we have, you say to yourself, I don't want this in my life when I leave this house.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't, but what is it that I don't want?
what is it that I
And
don't want?
I
Yeah.
don't want the noise and the quarreling and is that
Hmm.
what I don't want? So I get somebody who doesn't shout and doesn't argue, but also can't express himself, and I end up in because not wanting it is one thing.
Hmm.
Knowing what it is we need to fix is something different.
Wow.
Because I could say I don't want somebody who argues and shouts and drinks too much, and but the drinking too much and the arguing and shouting is not necessarily the problem.
Correct.
That's symptom.
Hmm.
But the child that would have experienced that would not recognize that the drinking and the noise is just a symptom of what
Symptom.
the problem really is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, make that decision as a child, and I say, fine, my husband is never going to do that. I don't look at that decision again until I married somebody and then go, wait a minute, he just like daddy, but he don't make noise and he don't drink and he
Yeah.
don't, but he is emotionally unavailable.
Hmm.
He is abusive. He is withdrawn. He is all of those things. He just don't make noise and drink.
Hmm.
So I end up marrying daddy, even though what I was trying to avoid is marrying daddy.
Wow. You spoke a lot of that's very deep, Nicholas, because I remembered my kid's dad. um right now we don't have a relationship, and I spoke about this in so many other episodes of this podcast, for various topics. And the thing is, we don't have that interaction, and the main issue that I identified was that he does not communicate. I am
In
somebody
the
who
way
wants
that
to,
you recognize.
in the way, not only in the way that I recognize, because I would come to say, okay, we have a problem. Let's talk about this.
Mhm.
I don't want to talk about it. But then how are we supposed to get to the bottom of it if you're not talking about it? And where this stemmed from for me in terms of wanting to talk about things and really trash it out, not in an argument, for a discussion. Because I
Yes,
realized with an argument, nobody gets anywhere, nobody gets heard, you know?
with a quarrel, yes, you just throwing stones.
Exactly. And it's to hurt people because we both came from backgrounds that, I mean, who didn't come from a background that has some issue of sorts that they're dealing with,
I
right?
haven't met anybody yet.
You understand? That unicorn hasn't
Especially
been created yet.
not yet, no. But in not in his defense, but more towards understanding.
Yeah,
How would he be able to communicate that in any way to you if he's never seen that model, if he
correct.
has no experience with that? If he is one of the men in Trinidad and Tobago society who lives with big boys don't cry,
Oh my gosh. Yep. Yep.
it means not that he doesn't have feelings and emotions, but he like not have words for them.
Hmm. That is
Because
so
that's what
true.
that phrase does to us. It
Yeah.
takes away the opportunity for us as men
Hmm.
to have feelings and name them. Having the feelings don't stop, but
Hmm.
we can't name them. We don't understand how the feelings then cause us to behave.
Hmm.
So we have no way to manage it because I don't know what's going on. So I act it out. Or I act it in, I turn it in, I drink, I get sullen, I withdraw.
Yeah.
I don't talk to you. So if I don't have the words and I don't know how to process my emotions, how am I talking to you?
Yeah.
And you
That is
coming at
so
me with
true.
this flood of words.
But I want to talk. And
Yes,
that those few words there, I want to talk, is definitely something for someone to go in the
yes,
right direction with, right?
yes. Particularly us, because as soon as you say talk, you're like, oh my God, what I do now?
And
Yeah?
it took
What?
me years. It took me years, Nicholas, to identify and understand that with him. So I
Yeah.
just left him alone. I mean, I don't, even though I said we don't speak now, it is
Hmm.
not it's not a situation where I'm upset with him. I understand. So I am not going to be in his space because I realize my presence irritates him, because of my nature of wanting to communicate. And I've been told that, you try to push things, all because you're trying to not have the same experience that you had in your household growing up, you know?
Yes. So
Yeah,
you trying not to have your experience and he's not trying to have his.
and
So
exactly
we're not
so.
having any experience. So you are putting him in a situation where you want to talk about feelings and emotions and all kind of things that make him incredibly uncomfortable
Yes.
and respond poorly, and he doesn't want to do that.
Hmm.
And we end up with a clash of the titans
Correct.
all the time. Because
Yep.
you're pushing because we wanted to, I want to talk and we want to fix this and I don't want it to go badly. And he's just, this is too much.
Yeah,
I
it's like, what
can't,
is she even
can't,
coming with? I have things
yeah,
to deal with. Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is I do now, why are you harassing me?
Or why is it I can't be good? Why is it you're always
Yeah,
coming when there's a problem? Although, I
yeah,
mean, I did because I realized with my own father, I realized that he was not, even in his childhood, learning about his childhood, he was never told, you're doing a good job or complimented.
right,
And in
yeah,
our household, I didn't see it either. Even though my
mhm,
mom tried her best to not put him down, but to me, it was something that he was receiving subliminally
yes,
without any intention from her, you know?
yeah,
And the fact that, because he always used to talk about, you're always clocking up in your mother's room. Every time I come home, it's always your mother you're going to. Nobody's come home and greet me. So, therein lies where you're hearing him saying, but nobody comes to me. And he reacted to that.
yeah,
So, in the same
yes,
way with my kid's dad, no, the children were closer to me, of course, because they were living with me. But for the
hmm,
last 3 years, they've been living with him. And I said,
hmm,
look at how God does things because of my setback in life, this is what had to happen. They had to go and live with him. I had to downsize. But here it is. They get an opportunity and he gets an opportunity to build a relationship with them rather than
yes,
be that parent who will just come and visit for 5, 10 minutes and not really have a relationship. Now they have the opportunity for that. And I'm like, praise God, because you never know how these opportunities present themselves. You
yeah.
know,
And we find, we are a very praying society,
yeah.
or at least so we like to claim.
So we like to,
Um, yes, because we like to tell God how we want him to do it, but we don't wait for him to do it or listen when he says.
so true.
My clients always complain, Nicholas, why God don't tell me? I was like, I mean, he didn't tell you. The billboard you pass on the highway coming up here that said, don't do that,
Oh, yes.
bright red flashing neon, you didn't take that on?
Oh,
She's
yes.
like, well, it didn't have a clearer one. I'm like, how much clearer you want him to get?
These
You
messages
know?
are so simple and they're everywhere.
Yes,
You're so right
simple.
about it.
And they don't always, our blessings don't always come wrapped as we expect. They sometimes
Oh, my
come
God.
wrapped as adversity,
Mm.
but
Oh,
it's an
my God. Yes.
opportunity for us to do better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we take, as to focus on the daddy issues, we take those issues and we go into our new space. We grow up, we have kids, we trying to negotiate what's going on with them. We don't even, I hope you tell him he's doing a good job.
I do. I do.
Excellent. That is
He
not
doesn't
always,
believe me when I say it, but I still
ah,
say it because at the end of the day, I
yes,
want him to know. And I keep telling my children, you need to let your dad know that you love him. You need to let him know because if
yep,
you just exist there and assume that he will believe that, he's not receiving that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have clients, we complaining about, oh, my husband is so thing and he quarrels so much and he this and that and the other. And 2 seconds later, you're telling me, and his problem is he needs somebody to take care of him and do this and that. And I sit and I nod and I go, you're such a good wife. And she's like, listen, stop it, okay? Stop it. I'm like, but you are. I say, do you tell him thank you when he does the stuff
Mm,
that you want him to do?
mhm, mhm.
Yes, he's still doing all the other things that irritate you, but
Yes.
if you reinforce the positives, is it not more likely he's going to repeat that?
Yeah.
He's hearing
Exactly.
the negative things all the time, so he knows what he's doing wrong,
Hmm.
but you're not telling him what to do right.
Yeah.
You're not acknowledging when he actually does it. So why would he do it again?
Exactly so. And I remembered, I don't know what it is, but because some men, and I will use men in this example, they're not accustomed hearing these things because
Mhm.
some mothers don't believe that they need to tell their sons this. And I
Because,
make it my business to tell my children every day before they start school. I am in studio, but I will
mhm,
call one to make sure that they get up in time for their alarm when it goes off, and two, to let them know you are loved and you are as awesome as you could possibly be. Just keep going at it because if you don't inculcate that from now, you will find that there are lost people growing up because I didn't have that growing up. I did not have people telling me you're doing a good job. So I find myself in my adult life second guessing everything that I do.
Yes, the imposter syndrome.